Hey, Joyce here. Today I want to talk about a tool called gratitude. Gratitude is kind of multi-functional. It is a way to get yourself back into your core if you're in defense, or how to build that muscle of your core to feel in your core more and more every day. So gratitude practices. So this is something that I thought of when my kids were little, and we would sit down at the dinner table and they'd talk about, this one did this lousy thing at school or this, da, 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 da. And after a while, you're like, wow, that's what we're going to talk about at dinner. So we started a new practice where the first thing we did is we would sit at the dinner table and they had to say something they were grateful for. Now, my kids were little. And so, but they were happy to do that. They were young enough that you could play these games with them, but it just shifted the mood. And then we tended to have a much more positive dinner than we might have if we had started with negative, you know, Sally bit Billy or whatever it might have been at the time. So imagine bringing gratitude into work. So that was the next thing that I did. And what if you're bringing gratitude into the lunch table at work or any conversation that you might have? It really is a game changer. Again, it expands you and it shifts things from a potentially negative to a more positive. So there's the building the muscle of just being more grateful at work, but there's also being grateful in the face of someone else giving you their defense, showing you their defense. So this isn't the easiest thing in the world, because especially if someone is coming to you in defense, you may want to just, come right back at them. But if say a charismatic leader is an enforcer and they're really pushing, try to be grateful for their passion, or be grateful that they closed that big deal last month and so the company is doing well. I have to tell you that sometimes, especially someone that you may have a lot of conflict with, it's hard to come up with something to be grateful for, but just be creative, because there's always something. I'm grateful that they, run the football pool. I'm great. It doesn't matter. I'm grateful that they're tall. I'm grateful that they are willing to make cold calls. Anything. And what I've found is if your conflict is here, try and find something grateful that's a little bit further away. But just be further away from the topic. But just being grateful is going to open you to seeing the person in a different light. And for you, you're building the muscle of staying in your core, even if there's something in front of you that's conflicting or defensive or challenging for you. You continue to build that muscle. So find your own gratitude practice. I think you could actually find gratitude practices online now as well. It's become more of a thing. But just trying to find something you're grateful for in everyone you work with. And you may want to do that in advance prior to the conflict so that you can pull it out of your pocket and say, okay, I'm grateful for this person because of X. It really does soften any relationship, and it helps you to stay, most importantly, helps you to stay in your core.